Hey guys, so today's kind of a big day. Today I'm talking about business pivots. So before I get into the madness or really the changes that are going on with grassroots peace builders and some other organizations, and probably your organization as well, I want to tell you a little bit about what we do here at Grassroots Peace Builders. So I'll do a quick introduction, then I'll follow on some slides that may be able to help you out with what we're trying to do as far as the business pivots regards, and then we'll get into a discussion. So let's do it. So for the first thing is grassroots peace builders. We are peace builders. We're helping nonprofits launch for-profits. So essentially the goal is to launch 1,000 profitable social impact businesses or projects to make the world a better place. So you guys can read what's on the slide. That's not today's objective, but just want to have it as background information so you know what we do, you know who I am, and know what we're trying to do. And this is why we're trying to do some business pivots. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is adapt or die. Really, how do we stay relevant? So let me give you some background as to why I'm making this video. So I was running a group called Foster Success. We help former foster youth and foster youth supporters start profitable social impact projects or side hustles. But I found that there was something missing, that I couldn't really connect with the audience. I'm a former foster youth myself, so I do know the space and I do know the folks, but for some reason, my heart and my passion wasn't in there. So I'll talk about that later on. But what I discovered was that when your heart and your passion isn't there, you've got to adapt, or you've got to follow, or you die. So a little bit about me: I used to be a military officer. I was an infantry officer for a few years, and I was an intelligence officer. So one thing we always say in the Army is adapt or die. We have another thing, drink water, but it doesn't apply to this group. But really what that means is stay relevant. So in order to stay relevant, you got to follow your audience, you got to talk to people, and really you got to know what they want and how to attract those customers and those people. So once again, adapt or die, or get left behind. Follow your audience. So I already kind of mentioned what that means. We got to know our target audience. So oftentimes we don't really know who our target audience is. I'll be honest, when I started Grassroots Peace Builders, really started my journey, it was about 2.5 years ago, to understand who I'm going to talk to, how we're going to do it. I had no clue about YouTube. I had no clue about Facebook. And I was trying to avoid social media. And the reason why is because as an intelligence officer, we don't really want to be on the net. We don't want to have our information out there. So it's been a bit of a progression trying to get back into the social media space. But now we're on it, we're hot and heavy on this, and so trying to get after it. But really, what I learned over the last few months and years really is knowing your target audience. And then you got to follow them. What do they want? What do they like? Where do they go? What do they do? How do they feel? How do they think? There's something called a business persona, which we may talk about in future videos. Let me know below if that's what you want to see. But there's a ton of different things that your audience may or may not want. And we got to know, more specifically, I had to know whether I'm attracting their audience and speaking to my audience or not. So keep that in mind. So this one I love. I always say this for some reason. It's probably because I spent some time in Texas. I'm a Cali kid, but I spent some time in Texas at Fort Hood, and I must have picked up some cavalry statements. But anyways, don't be a dead horse. Give me a second. Don't beat a dead horse. What this means, if there's a dead idea, if your business isn't making any money, or if your audience isn't following, or if for some reason you've been doing the same thing over and over and having the same results, by the way, that's a definition of insanity, then you got to change something. So if your business is a dead horse at this time, or your nonprofit is not taking off, or your social media account, or whatever it is, your YouTube channel, in this case, then change something. You can't continue to beat that dead horse because it's already dead. Move on, try something else, pivot. So I love this one. I feel like I got this quote or this saying, honestly, from a lot of like dating and pickup sites back in the day when I was a different younger man. But shoot your shot. Shoot your shot wide. So I added the wide piece, but shoot your shot means take your chance. If you're at the bar and you're trying to talk to someone that you like, male or female, whatever it may be, shoot your shot. Say, hey, use your pickup line. In this case, we're talking about business and business pivots. Shoot your shot. Continue to try to attract those new target customers, that new target audience, and see what happens. As you can see, I'm trying something new right now. Did a PowerPoint slide, doing a little different YouTube thing. So I'm shooting my shot, see if people like it, see if people want it, and see them not. And then I'll adapt or I'll have to die. So adapt or die. And you're going to see how these little sayings all fall together. Oh, I forgot to mention about the wide piece. Shoot your shot wide. So it means don't get really pigeonholed into one specific audience, target, niche, whatnot. It's good to have a niche and it's good to have clarity and specificity, but shoot your shot wide. You don't know what you're gonna attract. So go ahead and try different niches, different things. Don't do too many things, which I'll talk about in a second. But overall, shoot your shot wide. Give it a chance and give everything a chance. Make sure, and we'll talk about some things on how to put some parameters and boundaries on how to accomplish that. Okay, so one thing that's super critical is focusing on one thing at a time. Now, in the project management professional certification course and process, one thing I had to learn is that the avoid like task switching is so distracting. For example, if I started going back and forth to the different slides right now, talking about different things, that would be distracting, unprofessional, and honestly annoying. Imagine this and apply that to your life. If you went from email to YouTube to doing your work, writing a paper, writing an essay, whatever your work may be, the more things you have in your inventory of tasks to do, it's called work in progress, your WIP, then the more distracting you're going to be and the less efficient you're going to be. So one of the ultimate productivity hacks is to be as focused and efficient as possible, but you get that by doing one thing at a time, being excellent at one thing at a time. So I know on the previous slide I mentioned don't beat a dead horse and shoot your shot wide, but that means go ahead and shoot your shot wide to take a lot of different experiences and have different avenues of approach for your business, your marketing, etc. But make sure you focus on one thing at a time. For example, I was running 2 businesses, Foster Success and Grassroots Peacebuilders, and then I had 15 projects all at the same time while going to grad school and doing my PMP exam and trying to do some personal development and trying to do some dating. Ultimately, a lot of them started failing. I started losing my hair because I was too stressed and I just needed a break. I need some rest and I needed to focus. So none of my businesses really elevated exponentially. Why? Because I was just all over the place. I was scatterbrained. So now, shooting my shot wide, I'm done with that. And now I'm focusing on one thing at a time, Grassroots Peacebuilders. And so I'm excited to continue to put these videos and hopefully you guys get something out of this. But let's go to the next slide. Ultimately, after you've shot your shot, you don't beat a dead horse, you tried one business model, you started one nonprofit, and then you kept on moving on and on and on. You were like, I'm tired. What do I do? Well, this is how you sustain the fight. No, forgive me, you're going to hear a lot of military language. I used to be an officer for 7 years, and so I've only been out for a little bit. But what's important here is that sustain the fight could apply to anything. Sustain the fight, sustain the endeavor, whatever it may be. In this case, we're talking about businesses. So continue to do what you do. And what's super critical is that do what feels right. So I know it's super cliche. People are thinking, oh man, there's that statement again. But it's absolutely critical that every successful person aligns their passion to their purpose, and you turn that into a business idea, something you'll do for free every day. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm finally aligning with my passion and purpose because I'm going to do this for free, but not forever, but I'm going to make these videos because I feel and I hope that they add value. So this is something I feel very passionate about. Find whatever that is for you and do it. Do what feels right. If you feel misaligned, like I did earlier, then change it. Shoot your shot wide and it's not working. Okay, change, adapt or die, and then choose whatever's relevant. Stay relevant and stay on top of the edge because you're going to do what feels right. All right, so there's a lot of stuff here. I'm going to continue to make some videos and hopefully you guys enjoy some of this content. On the bottom left, you can see the more information. So if you want to find more information about what we're doing, how to get involved, how to shoot your own shot, create your own business, whatever else, consider joining our Facebook group because that's where we have a lot of content. We have a growing community. Ultimately, our objective is to launch 1,000 profitable social impact projects so that we can make the world a better place. So thank you for your time. I'm going to go ahead and share another screen. I'm still experimenting with this process, but one second. Oh man, this is weird. Okay, give me a second because I got to share another screen. Just try to give you my outro. But as I'm doing this, I want to thank you for your time and attention, guys. I really appreciate it. And thank you. I'll see you on the next one.